Hi, my name is Dick Johannes. I am representing the Hub Division of the National Model Railroad Association. We are the Eastern Massachusetts region of the NMRA, and we try to promote railroading history and particularly model railroading. We have an active modular layout which is on display here today, and we display this railroad about 10 times per year, including at our own shows and at Children's Hospital. The goal is to bring enjoyment to people through seeing trains, seeing some of the history of trains, and the kind of detailed modeling that can be done in model railroading today. Our division is one of the oldest within the National Model Railroad Association. We celebrated our 50th anniversary approximately 4 years ago. We have roughly 400 members in the Boston and Eastern Massachusetts region. What we are displaying today is a modular railroad which is built on HO gauge, which is 1/87th scale. Modular railroads can be built in almost any gauge, from N to Z, very small, on the larger scales G and O. Everything that you're seeing here is an HO gauge. Each member tends to own one of the 4-foot sections, which are then strung together like dominoes, in this instance to make a very large square, but it can be built rectangular, it can be built in an L shape. Two of the systems can actually be interlocked like a pair of adjoining rings, so that there are a variety of ways that can be put together. The strength of it is that each member makes one of the 4-foot sections. We bring them in early in the morning. It takes us about 2 hours to take it from a group of dominoes to an operating model railroad. People commonly asked question of how does one get started in model railroading. Most people, if asked, it begins relatively young in life, when they're between 10 and 14 years of age, and often becomes a lifetime hobby. Some people come in a bit later, some perhaps a little earlier, but for most it seems to catch sometime in the late teens. There are many brands available now in model railroading. There used to be just a few, but now there must be between 75 and 200 different brands for locomotives, rolling stock, passenger cars that are now available. One of the strengths of the National Model Railroad Association is that we developed the standards to make all of these railroads operate in an intercompatible manner, regardless of who the manufacturer actually is. Control systems have changed markedly, certainly over the past couple of decades. What you're seeing here today is perhaps one of the most sophisticated. Each locomotive has a chip installed in the engine, which is the equivalent of an internet card. Provides each locomotive with an addressable address on a digital network. We then can operate the locomotives in any direction, multiple locomotives on the same track, controlling lights, sound, and even control of the turnouts and switches, all from a mixture of hardware and software controlled devices. This is very different from the past when you used to simply connect a variable voltage through a transformer to a single piece of track, which would not allow you to run multiple trains unless you were willing to see them all move at exactly the same speed, exactly the same direction, controlled by a single controller. This way up to 1,024 separate locomotives can be controlled on a single section of track. It's not your father's Buick any longer, not your father's locomotive anymore. Yeah. We're actually exceedingly happy to have the opportunity to come to the National Heritage Museum. We've been doing this now for, I believe, in excess of 15 years. It gives an great opportunity for us to show the railroad. Children have an absolute blast with this. If you look around the room, you can see it's just filled with children enjoying model railroads during the holiday time.